I don't think the fire will spread enough to hit that dude, but let me give it a try. Why not? Hey, it actually did get them. Burning crocodiles, how about that? Welcome everybody to the Falcon one-shot. I'm your host for this evening, the Birdman known as Falcon, and this right here is indeed Divinity Original Sin 2, which honestly begs the question, is it really the original sin if we're talking about the second one at this point? Because the original sin would actually implicate the very first one. It's like Final Fantasy, you know, we're up to like number 15 at this point, you're thinking, wait a minute, which one's the Final Fantasy? We're up to 15. And I know it's just a sequel where I'm just poking fun at the game over here, but that's besides the point. Let's get into the game here as soon as possible, and we will do a new game, single player. Classic mode sounds really good to me. Alrighty, so I wanted to show this off because we're not going to spend too much time here because I already have a character ready for us to go. Otherwise, I know the entire video would just be me here staring at the screen going, well, wait a minute here, I'm not entirely sure if the dwarves of Iberel have red hair. I'm not sure if that's very Tolkien lore friendly, because that would indeed happen with me, unfortunately. But I wanted to show this because it is important to a lot of people, therefore, when it comes to games like this anyway. So I wanted to show this off. You do start off with a couple of origin characters, which are actually really important to the story. You could choose them, they're already pre-created for you. However, I know a lot of people will probably just go with, let me just show these guys off over here. A lot of people will probably go with custom. You want to make your own character and then be part of the story itself, right? And over here I have a couple of classes as well. Knights, Inquisitors, Fighters, Enchanter. We're going with the Battle Mage with my character, just a bit of an FYI for you. If you make your own character, I would definitely suggest you to spend some time if you're customizing, and also make sure to add your tags, because all of these will actually have a really big implication when it comes to dialogues down the line. So that's very important. You have your race over here, name, stuff like that. So I wanted to show this off really quickly. There's a lot to customize here as well, not only the stats and the skills, but also the looks itself. But if you guys want to see a more in-depth video on that, I could do a separate video. Let me know in the comments and I'll show that off. But for now, I want to get into the game and show you the gameplay itself. Alrighty guys, so after that introduction, if you had a hard time reading that, let me tell you, I had a hard time reading it myself, but essentially what happened here was you were en route to this Fort Joy area, which is a place they bring people with vile magic, allegedly, and we apparently lured in the Voidwoken, I believe that's what their name is, and as you can see, our ship crashed completely, everybody is presumed dead, but us. How very ideal, correct? And here's my character. Little cutie redhead, why not? And she happens to be a battle mage. She got like crazy floating axes next to her. Pretty baller. Anyway, let's get underway over here. If we move over to this side, I already have an idea what I'm going to be showing you for this video because I took it out for a spin beforehand because it's a dialogue-heavy game, and I know if I come in here blind, I would just be here reading dialogue the entire time. There's a character over here, a little kitty you could talk to. And it'll just be like basically like a lot of information about the area, how people feel about so-and-so stuff. As you can see here, Tam says, I'm not supposed to talk to strangers, but our human tag says, tell him not to worry, he can trust you. Why? Tell him everyone's got to stick to their own kind, especially now that the world has become so dangerous. I guess, but the people who put me here are human, and the people who took my parents away are human, too. Or do you mean because I'm a... Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here? Not that you are, and by the looks of that collar around his neck, so is he. The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again. Alrighty, so there's really not much over here, but it gives you an idea as to what the current world feels about the sorcerer kind, assuming they're allegedly evil because of the void that they've brought on to, you know, the entire world, I guess. So the first thing we will be doing here is getting involved with a little bit of combat, as the game also does an autosave for us. Alrighty. We have a little bit of blood here, and a handprint. That's a giant hand, dog. Like, that's as big as my head. Oh my god. Alrighty, so over here we have a little bit of combat. The combat is indeed done in turn-based. I'm not sure, some people will like that, some people won't, but it is indeed in turn-based over here. You have like your rounds, it'll tell you when the next people are coming up. These will be the voidlings that the introduction cutscene talked about here. So we have a couple of spells. We have Shocking Touch, we have Battering Ram, We have Blinding Radiance. We have Encourage, which is a party spell. We have a Scroll, a Resurrection, and Fireball as well. We have 4 AP for this one. So if I move over here, I'd probably get into like 1 AP. I want to get into some radius over here. What I normally like to do, just to start off the battle here, is because they're all together grouped in, I like to use this Fire Scroll right off the bat. And it should hit, and if it does hit, it'll actually do damage. It'll also incinerate the Pat. So I really like how the entire environment is indeed destructible. And you actually get to, like, you know, say if you see water, you could freeze it to make people slip. That's actually a thing in the game. If you see water, if you electrocute the water, it'll actually do damage because, you know, water conducts electricity. It's really cool, very interactable when it comes to the environment itself. So over here, this guy's almost dead, and his friend over here isn't looking too hot as well. What I will do at this point is I could do something else, but I'll just end my turn and hold on to my extra AP. I know you. That guy died from the fire, and so did he. Very easy. This ground appears to be cursed more than meets the eye with these creatures. So I'm going to go around, because obviously if I walk through the fire, I'd be not only very metal, but also take damage, which is no good. And blood can be, what did that say? Electrified or frozen. Oh, so it has the same effect as water. I wasn't even aware of that. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, here we have Magister Jalen. Drowned and eaten by the Voidwoken. I wonder in which order exactly. We have ourselves a healing potion, apple, and a resurrection scroll. We'll grab everything over here. It's a barrel, which happens to be empty here for the time being, and for the future. You can actually store items all over the place, and I can actually attack that barrel and break it for whatever reason. So keep in mind, a lot of stuff in the game is actually very destructible. Here we have a shell. Not sure what this is for, but I know I could grab it and move it around. So, haven't really found a reason to do that just yet. Another crate that's empty, and another crate that's also empty as well. Alright, now we talked about in the character screen how there are some Origins characters which essentially are very important to the story. And if you don't choose one of them, here we have Poison and Sharp Rock. If you don't choose them, they actually are going to show up in the story for you. And here's one of them right now, the Red Prince. Let's go over here and talk to this guy. You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of bright red color. Never before have you seen a lizard such as this. Greet him with a pretty phrase, I should say. You're pleased to make his acquaintance. Casually remark he should find a place in the shade. It looks like he's been standing in the sun for far too long because his skin is red. Oy. Gleefully sneak up on him with the intention of pushing him into the sea, leave him to his ruminations. Let's go with this one, right? Uh-oh. Just as you are about to push your hand into his back, the lizard turns with feline agility and you see a flash of claws. Next thing you know, you're on your back, blood dripping from gashes along your cheek. He wasn't really too happy with our prank here. Doesn't do to sneak up on someone downwind manling, especially when you smell like a rotten kipper. That's true, we do smell a bit. The lizard reaches for your arm and with remarkable strength helps you back on your feet. I suppose, now that I've drawn your blood and blemished your honor, you'll want restitution. To the death then, I am ready. So this guy is actually welcoming death for a reason here. Tell him to hold his horses, you've no intention of fighting him to death. Indeed? That makes you a would-be backstabber and an honorless specimen boat, which was only to be expected. Tell him there's no honor in killing, tell him to do you both a favor and swim out to meet the sharks. Which he would do because he's very suicidal right now. There's no honor in killing though. I beg to differ. Now, there's nothing further. Say you're intrigued by the color of his skin. This is the first time you've ever seen a red lizard. Notice that he seems to be quite alone. Did he ever consider looking for a companionship? Let's go with the first one. That's because I'm the only one. They call me the Red Prince, the spouse of the sun. They say that when I was born, the sun didn't set for 7 days, so enamored was she with the little red me. Be that as it may, I fancy I was rather lucky to be born a prince. I made them celebrate my uniqueness. Had I been common born, they might have drowned me in a well. That's true. Notice that he seems quite alone. Did he ever consider looking for companionship? Ask if perhaps it was his birthright. He was contemplating a matter of life and death, it seems. Let's go with that one. Not quite, no. One doesn't usually ponder what one takes for granted. Life and death, though. Life and death. I don't know why I would even tell you this, but at this defining moment in time, I'm quite beyond the vanities that would otherwise impede me. So this goes on for a little bit longer here. What we want to do is just get him into our party, which is recruitable after all. Let's see, so we want to go with, let's see... I don't want to help kill him. Express horror and outrage. Suicide can never be a solution. Alright? And I was born into this world a prince. Say the above. Oh, yeah, say he is free to do what he pleases. Let's go with the first one here. And say, let's see. Make it clear you are no slave and never will be. Say that you'll make it back home or die trying. If he sticks with you, he'll have a chance too. Alrighty. And now he's joined us right there. We got some experience as well. Now, currently, we don't have an actual quest. We have to get over to Fort Joy to kind of get us rolling here. But what I want to do is actually... I have a quest already in mind for us that I want to do. Like, it'll show off like more of the combat and some more of the enemy variety as well. So this all is actually implicated on me getting to Fort Joy as soon as possible. Here we have a black cat, however. A herald of wisdom in my homeland. How fruitous. Now... we don't have it at the moment, but if we had a tag, we could actually communicate with this cat. There's a tag that you could actually communicate with animals. I think you could probably get it on later on, or you could even find somebody with that ability. And this cat does seem to follow you the entire time from now on, so I'm not sure what that's going to be about. But we will run down over here because I want to get to Fort Joy as soon as possible here. Oh, here we go. Magister Lion, you there, lizard. You came from the wrecked ship? Are there Voidwoken ashore? And, oh, right now, I actually have the lizard selected as my main party member, therefore they're talking to us. And this is going to be really important because if you want to get, like, a different dialogue with somebody or maybe trigger something else, who you have selected will indeed have a really big impact. So sometimes people will be more friendly towards humans, lizards, you know, etc., etc. Say you didn't see any Voidwoken, they must have gone down with the ship. Let's hope so. Are there any other survivors? I saw nobody else. Shit. Let's go, Grello. It was Jalen on the last ship, right? Maybe he made it to shore. No, he did not. He got wrecked by those Voidwoken, my friend. Let me go back to our main character over here, though. At any point, you could actually also... let me move the camera as well. At any point, you could break your party up by doing this. Assuming you want to go solo for a particular reason, you could break your party up like that, and, you know, assuming, like, there's a reason why you would need to do that, you can. Alrighty, and over here, we should have Fort Joy coming up on us pretty soon. With some story implication. Dallas the Hammer, stay back, you, and stay silent. Your savior is speaking. Come, Alexander, I'd sooner cut out my tongue than lie to you. I know nothing of this Virtus. Then do it. If you can tell His Holiness no more, your tongue is of no use, cut it out. This can't be serious, Alexander. Come on. You will address me with the proper honoraries, Magister, and you will obey your superior, whatever she may ask. So we have a tag for Scholar, which is how I created my character, so let's actually use that. Quietly muse that if they wanted to keep a lot of their Magisters in check at once, this spectacle is the way to do it. Oh my god. Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans. Oh, no tongue. Stop. Dallas, I believe you made your point. My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop and your father, these many years, your bishop and your friend, who only wishes to save the realm from destruction. Dallas. Yes, your holiness, we are done here. Yep, we're quite done. Indeed. This Dallas the Hammer person, nobody to screw around with. Come, pets, your savior will be missing us. Well, there you have it. And you can actually now interact with your characters as well about what just actually transpired. The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of her own gore. Red Prince? That was rather spectacular. There must be more to this Dallas woman than meets the eye. She's like a transformer, really. Alrighty, let's proceed over here. And being the scumbag that I am, I'll go ahead and loot this body because why not? We have Healing Potion, Bottled Infernal, Resurrection Scroll, Gold, and Atusa's leg. How about that? Which is for what? You could eat the leg. This bloody limb is evidence of the hammer's rootlessness. Well, let's go ahead and grab a leg. Why not? Okay. So at this point, we have access to Fort Joy finally. And here is where a lot of your stuff's going to start taking place. As I mentioned, though, I do have an idea what I want to show off for this video, so I do have a quest already that I know we could actually undertake now. You could also... Actually, before we do that... Oh, Gawain, not right now, dude! Okay, ask what he... He's basically going to give us a big spiel about if we're alone. And if we're alone, he's looking for only one person party member. But for some reason, you can still do this mission with your party, so I'm not sure what that's all about. But he's looking for this glove of teleportation, which will allow everybody, or him at least, and you, assuming you decide to help him, to escape Fort Joy. Because obviously we're here because we're the wretched people who bring the Dark Void. So, I'll speed on through this. You could probably pause the video and read here if you want to. Tell him to go on, you're here not alone. In that case, listen up. Ask him what he's planning, and that's basically what I just gave you guys a rundown on. And I apologize for skipping through this, but it's very dialogue heavy, and I want to show you more of the gameplay in this video, because it's a Falcon one-shot, it's not a series, so I don't have time in the world to sit here and talk and read this here. Tell him you want in. Ask him where you could find it, and he'll tell us that we have to, unfortunately, get it off of a crocodilian. How many? Not enough to trouble the fine specimens such as yourself. Okay, so we now have an access point to this area, and that's what we're aiming for, and after that, we'll probably wrap it up here. But before we do that, I do know if we talk to this young lady over here, Losi, we can get her to join our party, which we will, because it'll be kind of helpful for this crocodilian fight. So, she's over here, like, praying to the gods, convulsing around, and we'll just speed through this here really quickly. Tell your name and ask for hers. I'm Losi, pleased to meet ya. She bows low, cat-like. Ask how she wound up here. Boring story, allegedly. Tell her she's gonna have to elaborate. Hard to explain, yada yada yada. And since we're a mystic tagged, say you may understand her better than she thinks. She gives you a searching look. You seem pretty well adjusted. Tell her that looks can be deceiving. Ain't that just the truth? And let's see. Say the Magisters hauled you in. And it sounds like a good idea. She will join our party. There we go. Again, apologies for just kind of speeding through that, but if I sit here reading the entire dialogue, I won't show you much of the game itself, and that's not my intention with this video. Alrighty, so let's go to our quest, which is going to be, let me zoom out, let me look at my map here. It's going to be somewhere over here. As a matter of fact, what's really cool about this, you can actually... Oh, I need to open up the area first, right? Okay, that would make sense. But what's cool about it, I wanted to show off you could actually steal items, but obviously, you know, you've played, you know, games like this before. If you steal, it might, you know, cause bad things with the people around here. You might piss people off, and you don't never want to do that unless you want to. You want to be like a thief or something. What's cool about this, though, since we already opened up this area, once I'm done over here, I can essentially move my camera all the way back over here, select an area here, and they will just walk automatically from wherever they're at over here. So you don't have to, like, you know, sit here and click the entire time. Which I really do enjoy, honestly. I really do enjoy that part. Autosave. Barrel. And let me show you the inventory system here really quickly. That's my character here. We have Los. That's her skills over here as well. She happens to be... She's got like some necromancy type spells if I'm correct here. And here is our warrior class here. Okay. So we're still selected as my character. We can check that barrel if we want to, but that's fine. I'm here looking for loot. And over here is where the crocodilians will be. As you can see, here's our guide point for this one. Now, what I like to do here with this fight... If I hold shift, mind you, you will see their range of aggro. So if I get within this range, they'll spot me and we'll enter into our combat. So if you're looking to kind of like sneak up on people, like I'm doing right now, definitely hold down shift and see where the area is going to be. Los, please, you're in the wrong location. If you could come up here, it'd be great. Well, oh, here she comes back up. Perfect. Excellent. So I did this because now we have the elevation advantage, and we could just basically snipe these suckers from above, and instead of dealing with them hand-to-hand, I mean, these are giant crocodiles, man. You don't mess around with this. And yes, this crocodile happens to teleport, and why is that? Because he happens to have the glove of teleportation we're looking for Gawain. I thought that was actually kind of neat. I was like, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Now, if you notice this little barrel here, I was hoping these crocodiles would actually come around to chase us, and they probably will. But had they stopped around here, I could basically launch a fire spell here to this oil barrel, and it would incinerate them and the entire area around them, and it would actually cause the burning status, much like the fight with the Voidwalkers. So I was hoping that would happen, but unfortunately it did not. But we can still snipe from above here. So now we have Scarlet. Let's go into doing first and foremost and encourage, so our party members are here buffed up. Boomski. And let's see here. Blinding Radiance. I love this spell. It's an air damage spell, but it also has a chance of blinding anybody in your radius. So let's see here. As you can see, they're all within my radius, so we'll go ahead and launch that one too. Oops. I said we'll launch that one too. And they're all blinded, so obviously they'll have a harder time hitting us, which is good because these guys hit pretty hard as they're giant crocodiles with mandible-sized claws. Well, not claws. Mandible would indicate the mouth, Falcon. Claws would indicate hands. Anyway, and over here we have a shocking touch, which is, let's see, enough for us to hit Saltwater Crocodile, who tends to teleport too. And he's stunned, meaning next turn he will not attack us. Alrighty, and we're done here with Scarlet. Next up is going to be Los. Alrighty, Los. You have a Mosquito Swarm. Hail Strike for water damage. You know, these are Crocodiles. I don't think water's going to be too useful here. So I say we go with Mosquito Swarm. Now, keep in mind, wherever you launch your attack, if the area of effect actually hits your party members, it will damage you. So you want to make sure if you're going to be launching spells, you're not attacking your own people as well, because it could do some really harmful damage. I'm not sure... Oh, you're out of sight. Not you, though. And there's also line of sight, mind you. So if somebody's standing in front of me and I launch a spell, it will indeed hit them as well. So you don't want that happening. So we use that one. Now we're in cooldown time. And I think we just probably go and attack you with my last bit of AP here for a little bit more damage. Almost dead. Excellent. So here comes the Red Prince. Now, this is the reason why I wanted to bottle Infernals on him, because I was going to toss those over here. Let me see if I could still do that just to show it off. I can. I don't think the fire will spread enough to hit that dude, but let me give it a try. Why not? Hey! It actually did get them. Burning Crocodiles. How about that? Alrighty. And now what's left over here, I think we finish off our boy. He absorbed some damage because of his shield. Oh, he didn't die. He absorbed because they have a little bit of shield on him. If you notice that above their HP, there's like a gray bar. That's going to be how much damage they could absorb based on defenses as well. But it's back to us because they can't get to us, and this guy was stunned, so we should be able to take care of this really easily. Battering ram, I don't think we need to do that. So let's just bring Homeboy down here finally. I could loot him right now, which happens to have the gloves of teleportation and also a cup. We could sell that. Alright, so one crocodile down. How much AP we have left over? 2? What do we have here? A poison flask? Hey, why not? Toss this down here. I'm only using these items because this is not like a real series, so I'm not over here trying to preserve what I have. It's kind of like, yeah, you know what? We have it, just use it as a one-shot anyway. So there you go. Are you actually poisoned? I think I might have missed you here a little bit. Anyway, how much AP do we have left over? Oh, it's actually Los now, so we're done with that girl. Hail Strike. It won't be the best. However, I do believe this might put the fire out. Let me see if that actually happens. It did. You saw I put out the fire, and it actually froze the ground underneath it. So now if they move through there, they have a chance of slipping and actually losing a turn. It's really cool. But I don't think we'll have that time because Homeboy here is just about done. Oh, the line of sight blocked the attack? No! That's not what I was hoping for at all. Well, let's just go ahead and end your turn. Now, my friend, you're going to have to go through this entire inferno here and probably burn yourself. And you don't even have the AP to do it. So, let's see here. What do we have? We have Dragon's Blaze. Yeah, I don't want you blazing anytime soon. Let's move forward here and let's do... I don't think that should hit our characters, although it might actually. How's the radius here? That should do it, I think. Oh, baby! Down ski. Quest complete, and there's actually not quest complete because there's more to the quest itself, but I'll leave that up to you guys to figure out. This is just a one-shot. I wanted to show off the game itself a little bit here, which I did. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up, leave a like. The support means a lot. All the information for this game will be down below if you want to follow it on yourself. It is an early access title, so it's not complete just yet. They will be developing as it goes forward. But there you guys have it. I will catch you next time.